Hunter. And the Heartlanders are here. David Fine, and the new manager.
Head coach.
Yep. Whatever. Take
the guy in charge.
This is it's how my whole day has gone. David, it was quite the task getting your unit to work with our unit.
Please clarify so that we don't get kicked off the air.
Yeah, we're partnering with the Heartlanders. They're going to do some of their road games on Saturday nights and starting next month. And so we had to get our broadcast equipment that David provided us synced up with our stuff. So
I heard that you've been you were working on it for a week and a half straight, and actually you skipped the morning show to work on it for the week and a half straight. So.
No, I didn't.
Even when he's here, sometimes he skips the morning show.
No, it was our engineer that put most of this together and everything was in town visiting and said, well, I can do that. And boom. It was done. So
as long as it all works, that's all that matters. So
you test it out.
I will be testing it out. Yeah. There'll be some tests. I may actually drive I might drive 500 miles away and just give it a little connection just in case.
Whatever
you never know.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, Chuck Weber is here. He's the new head coach for the Heartlanders, and nice to meet you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So you've been here in Iowa for what, about 5 months now, or close to it?
No, about 2 months.
2 months, okay.
Yeah, I was brought in late June, but didn't relocate here until late August.
Okay. David, when he announced that you were the new head coach, he said, I liked him immediately because the first thing he told us was be ready for a long season because I like to win.
Correct. Yeah, it's always a favorite thing of mine to be able to go to the rink in shorts in May and June instead of just in the parka and stuff like that during the winter months.
Okay, so you've got a pretty good history of you've been a coach for a long time.
This will be my 27th year. This is my 20th anniversary as a pro coach. 7 years as an NCAA Division I. So limited hands, limited feet. I started coaching at a young age. So I was that kid growing up that they're like, wow, he thinks the game really well. We just wish he skated a little better, kind of thing. So it's been a great journey so far.
And who did you skate for before you became a coach?
I grew up in Western New York, so right between Buffalo and Niagara Falls. So a little sad after the Bills game yesterday. So grew up in Western New York. Then went to a school called the University of Albany in Eastern New York.
Yeah, sorry about our Hawkeyes taking it to you guys.
But it was great. Josh there with the Iowa Sports Commission was able to get me in because it was pretty cool to see my alma mater play. And I thought they were going to lose by 60. So I figured 30's not so bad to a Big Ten school. When I was there, it was a Division III university. So the Great Danes have come a long way with the purple and gold. So I played hockey and soccer in college. I went to a couple pro camps, didn't stick. And then basically back in 98, I started my coaching journey down in Orlando, Florida, and 14 cities and 3 countries later, I'm in Iowa.
Well, you coached in Great Britain. What was that like?
It was enjoyable. From the standpoint of I had just gotten fired in the KHL, which is the Russian pro league, and I went home. My wife was like, "You're miserable. Like you're bothering me. Go coach." And a team in Coventry, England, reached out to me. Went in at Christmas time. They were in last place. We ended up getting up to 6th place and then won the championship after being last that season. And then my second year there, we lost in the finals. And that got me involved with the Great Britain men's national team as well. So I've been an assistant coach with them now at the World Championship level. Just 2 years ago, we were in the A pool. Playing Canada and Switzerland and Finland and Austria and all of those. And it was kind of cool. Our first game, we lost 4-2 to Canada. So the comparable for the sports fans here would be watching an NHL team play the Heartlanders. Basically. So to play Connor Bedard and Owen Power and all those types of guys and keep them to 4-2 was pretty cool for a bunch of Brits and a couple coaches who aren't from Britain.
That's a pretty awesome story. Now, up until now, you were assistant coach for Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Where is that?
Well, yeah, the running joke with Rensselaer Polytech Institute, they ask you how you spell Rensselaer. It's RPI. So it's in Troy, New York, just outside Albany, state capital of New York.
They were the engineers.
The engineers. So we were notoriously known as an engineering school, even though none of the hockey players were engineering majors because it was way too hard. So all the hockey players were business majors. We're the only Division I sport on campus. So we're in what the league was called the ECAC. So our comparable would be Harvard, Cornell, Yale, Princeton from an academic standpoint, and within a hockey league as well. We're in that same hockey league, kind of in the eastern part of the U.S. Coached there for the last 7 years with a gentleman by the name of Dave Smith, who's actually now the new head coach in Rapid City, who the irony is we almost opened up with them this weekend. It would have been a battle of Dave and myself, which would have been kind of a neat story. I think the league missed one on that one, but enjoyed it. You know, I had done pro there for 19 years, and Dave reached out to me and wanted me to help kind of get that program going. He wanted to be more of a CEO and have somebody that kind of running the day-to-day stuff. And so it was really enjoyable, you know, especially I have a young son. So him to be in that college setting and stuff like that was pretty cool. But the changing world of NCAA athletics is the Iowa Hawkeye fans from a football, basketball are seeing it with NIL and money and everything else. RPI was in a pretty tough situation that way, and my competitiveness led me to start looking at some other opportunities.
Yep. So now you're with the Heartlanders. What do you think of the organization as in your initial thoughts about it?
Well, it was an interesting dynamic from the standpoint of, you know, I talked to Matt Fairshare Getz, our president, met with the Minnesota Wild, you know, Michael Devlin, our owner, and we talked and everything else. And, you know, they basically made me the offer, and I was in negotiation with some other teams as well. And I was like, well, I need to get my feet on the ground. You know, again, it's 5 years only in the league, stuff like that. And, you know, Michael and Matt were fantastic. You know, they brought me out, showed me around, got a lot of the different movers and shakers in the community to come and spend some time with me. I called my wife after the first night here, and I was like, I think this is the spot. You know, as far as making the playoffs last year, the building, there's still so much potential here. It's untapped. The organization wants to do things the right way. You know, it's the only pro sports team in the community, so it's a different dynamic from that standpoint. Our ability to get in the community, be involved with youth sports, be involved with the local elementary schools, the police stations, the fire departments, just those types of things that we can do here can make us pretty special in the community. And I think we can be a beacon to bring people together within, you know, a 30, 40-mile radius from that standpoint where, you know, fans can come out and have a good time. And I use the story that, you know, we're not competing with Iowa football. You know, Iowa football is Iowa football. But for a family to come out and instead of going to a movie on a Friday night or Saturday night, you know, where your kids have to sit quiet for 2 hours, you can bring them to a Heartlanders game, let them yell and scream for 2 hours. They're going to go home falling asleep in the car. You know, so to be able to have that, it's a great spot for, you know, college kids can come and, you know, if they're of age, have a couple beers and yell and scream before they go out. And, you know, and then from a family standpoint, you know, you can be really entertained with it's really the fastest sport on 2 feet, you know, to be able to watch an Iowa football game, the contact within walls and stuff like that's pretty special.
Yeah, and it's a perfect storm this weekend because the football team doesn't play till Saturday night. You're going to have a lot of people in town for the game. So Friday night, you know, especially those that are staying down there in the Landing, you got a game to watch on Friday night. You don't have to worry about getting up early for the game because it doesn't start till 6 o'clock on Saturday. So plenty of opportunities to go down and check out the Heartlanders. Now I got to ask you guys a question because I looked at your schedule. You got the home opener on Friday. Then you got to drive. Then you got to go to Burlington to play Saturday night.
Bloomington, yes.
Bloomington, I'm
yes.
sorry, the Bisons, and then you're back on Sunday afternoon. Who approved that schedule?
Welcome to the ECHL. We have 9 of those this year, actually, where it's what we call a 3-3. You play Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. Something the owners, you know, they feel weekend dates sell better and stuff like that, and it's just the nature of it. Is, you know what, our guys just get used to it from that standpoint.
And Bloomington, they have one game this weekend, which is Saturday only. So it's just an odd. A lot of teams start out with only like 1 or 2 games on the first weekend, and here we go right away, which is like I don't mind it. I don't know how much you mind it. I know, like, the guys from the conditioning standpoint, like getting up to speed, but I kind of like it because it gets you right into the mix.
It does, and I'd rather do it now when you're healthy instead of later in the season when maybe you're a little shorthanded because you're beat up a little bit. And the funny thing is about it too is Tulsa actually has Saturday off, sitting here in Coralville.
We've been working on getting them the Penn State night game, get them Penn State tickets. You know,
exactly.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, so they get to hang out here Saturday, waiting for us to play on. They're waiting to play us again on Sunday. So it's the nature. We're all going to go through this at different points. Every team's going to have a travel advantage or a disadvantage, and I'm a big believer you just control your controllables that way, and there's no excuses. We have to be at our best every day.
I have been doing this for 60 years and have never met anyone as enthusiastic about their freaking job as David.
That is true. That's why he's one of the best in the business.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously.
And that's what. And again, those are the things that attracted me to come here. Is just having people that want this to be great. I'm not in the business of being good. So and basically our mindset here is it's every year it's to compete for the Kelly Cup, which is our league championship.
Right.
So that's our mindset. I was very fortunate. I've won a couple of them in my 5 years now at this level. And, that's what we're building towards from that standpoint. There's going to be bumps along the way and stuff like that. But, the biggest thing at this point in my career, I said 27 years into it, I want to work with good people and get an opportunity that are going to help me get better while giving, letting me hopefully help them get better and then want to win. Just give us the tools and let us go win some hockey games.
Well, unlike baseball and like basketball, there's not a lot of preseason games. You guys had one.
Yes.
Sunday afternoon. And so what do you look for on your team when you get that one opportunity to see them live action against another team?
Yeah, just, we wanted to basically let the guys get used to playing a game again because a lot of them haven't played since last March or last April, actually got to hit somebody else that they didn't care about, for lack of a better term. And so from our standpoint, it was just get in that routine again. Wanted to just make sure they're competing, see what their spirit's like, make sure that they're the right fit. We take a lot of pride here in recruiting the right people, first and foremost, not just great hockey players, but great human beings and great teammates. And so I wanted to make sure that when push comes to shove, how are they going to respond? And that was kind of what that game was for from that side. But I wasn't worried about the win and loss. I was just worried about the process from that standpoint. And I thought the guys did a good job of responding.
Yeah, and you got you certainly got a workout because you played the regulation and overtime and then a shootout. It was scheduled that way.
That was good. Jesse and I had talked about that just to give our guys experience in each. So, again, Sunday didn't count, so it was one of those things I wanted our guys to get experience just so when it happens in the regular season, when it matters, they've experienced it and are able to hopefully respond maybe a little better than our opponents.
Well, Chuck, you certainly have got a bunch of people motivated in just the last 20 minutes with the way
great.
You're talking about getting this team together, and I know David's excited to get the season started, and the opener is Friday night. 7 o'clock, and I'm sure they'll have a huge crowd for that. And tickets are available on the website, and you can find out more about the team. And so your roster right now, how many returning David probably knows more than you, but how many returning players do you have from the last year's team?
Are we at 8?
I think it's 8 or 9.
Yeah, again, it's a little varied just because there are some guys up in Des Moines right now in our American League team,
right?
Stuff like that played some games here and stuff. So they're in the organization. There's a chance we could see them depending on health and stuff like that. So we have a great nucleus of guys, and this team last year, Derek did a great job, getting to the playoffs. So we want, and we've always been a sum of our parts. We don't have that superstar kind of guy that way. So, but we got a bunch of hardworking guys that work together and things like that way.
When it was first proposed to me by Mr. Suter to carry hockey on the radio, there's nothing like hockey in person.
Correct.
Television doesn't do it justice. And I wondered about the radio, and then one night, David, you were calling a game, and I streamed it, and I was sold. You just do a great job, and I would say better than some of the TV announcers do with it. You are just into it and extremely descriptive. I compare it to NASCAR, which I like, and I watch NASCAR, but I turn down the sound and listen to the radio guys because it's much more descriptive, and they've been doing it forever. And so this station, everybody here is excited about carrying the games.
Yeah, we got 10 road games, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Steve. We got 10 road games in the first half of the year. I think November 6th or November 7th. It's on our websites collectively. I think we're going out to Cincinnati, or is the first one that we have on a Friday or a Saturday night. So I'm pumped. It's going to be a great time. And obviously we would love people to come to home games, but if for some reason you're sitting around and you want to watch or listen, if you have a Flow Sports subscription, which we've mentioned this a few times, many people in this area do, just because of like wrestling and other sports, Flow basketball. There's like Flow Wrestling was at Xtream Arena the other day, right? And that was on Flow Sports. So if you have any subscription, whether it's Flow Wrestling or basketball, you have a subscription to watch the Heartlanders games already. It's the entirety of their platform that you pay for. So you have the Flow Hockey, so you can watch. And then, of course, you can listen, and all you got to do is hit the Listen Live link on our website for home games. And then on the road games, some of these road games, you can either hit the Listen Live link on our website, which will redirect you right to KCJJ, or it'll take us to when we're not on KCJJ and we just have the normal online radio stream. So I'm pumped. It's going to be a great opener over the weekend, and hopefully, Friday night before we see maybe Iowa beat Penn State on Saturday, we can have some fun in person at Xtream Arena. So I'm a little. Sometimes I give my football opinions when I'm in here. That firing for Penn State happened at the worst time for Iowa, because now Penn State's going to come out on fire on Saturday. That's my football opinion that I share, which I have the right to, because I did like 3 or 4 games for you guys on the radio this year. So I can give my football opinion.
You can look at it that way, or you can look at it
the glass half full way.
Well, you can look at it. Well, this is the reason this guy got fired.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So hopefully Iowa beats them. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. All right, well, Coach Weber and David, thanks for coming in, and we look forward to seeing you guys throughout the season, and hope you have a really successful year.
Thanks for having us.
From the Herteen and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty